Hello everyone! Before we start this video, I want to quickly let you know I've started posting video game related videos on my second channel. If that's something that you'd be interested in, there's a link to that channel in the description. Anyways, on to the video! Hello everyone! In this week's video, I'm going to be doing a tour of my Inktober drawings. Just in case you don't know what Inktober is a drawing challenge. You draw a picture with ink every day of October. So let's start looking through my Inktober sketchbook. So this is the brand of sketchbook I used. I got it from Walmart. They were on sale for like 50 cents or something. So my mom bought just like a whole bunch of them. So I have a ton of these little sketchbooks. So I thought I would use one of them for Inktober. So this is just kind of like my little title page. I thought it'd be kind of fancy if I had one. The first day of Inktober was poisonous, and so that made me think of the poison apple from Snow White. So I drew Snow White, and she's in a forest, and it's got kind of creepy branches. I have to say I felt really rusty on the first day of Inktober because it had been quite a while since I had done pictures with my ink pens, and so I felt really rusty with them. This picture was kind of tricky, and I wasn't used to working with them, so I had to get used to working with my ink pens again. Also, I want to mention I was following the official prompts. Here's my list of the official prompts. So yeah, I had this in my little art box and I'd look at this for what day I was on. So these are all the prompts. And now we'll go on to day 2. Day 2 was tranquil, and I drew a guy listening to some tranquil music because music can make me feel rather relaxed. And so I thought I'd draw a person listening to music. Day 3 was roasted, and I had a really hard time with this one because I'm like, roasted? I just kept thinking of like roasted food, and so I drew Link, and he's eating some roasted meat on a stick because you can like make little meat stick things in Breath of the Wild. Link made one, and he is very happy about it. I really like this one. I feel like his expression is really cute. Day number 4 was spell, and that made me think of how I don't like spelling. If you read my webcomic, you probably notice that I have a lot of typos in it, and that's just because I'm really bad with typos and recognizing typos. Like whenever people point them out, I'm like, oh duh, yeah, like why didn't I notice that? Spelling has never been my favorite thing. Oh, I really like this one. Day number 5 was chicken, and the word chicken made me think of Hey Hey from the movie Moana. So I drew Moana and her pet chicken Hey Hey. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I really like her hair and how it has like a texture to it because she has like curly hair. And just like the mixture of the blacks on her outfit and her hair. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Day number 6 was drooling. And this one was also really hard. I'm like drooling, like at first I thought maybe I should draw like a baby, but then I thought of a puppy, and so I drew a puppy licking my original character Anne. It wasn't supposed to be Anne, but it ended up looking like Anne, so I'm like, okay, it's Anne, maybe she got a puppy or something. Also, I messed up right here. I think I forgot the R in drooling, so I had to tape this piece of paper over it. Day number 7 was exhausted, and at first I kept thinking of someone that's like physically exhausted, like they just went for a really long run, but like that wasn't really inspiring to me. But then I thought of like mentally exhausted, and I kind of liked that one, so he is mentally exhausted. I really like how his hair turned out. And day number 8 was star. I actually used this in one of my Inktober videos, the one on line art and stuff. And I drew Rosalina and a Luma because Lumas are like stars. I really like this one. I'm really happy with how the line art turned out. I tried to make it really clean and nice. Okay, day number 9 was precious. I still kind of laugh because it's like, why is Shadow the Hedgehog precious? Okay, here's my thinking on it. Precious equals precious stone equals emerald, emerald equals chaos emerald equals shadow. This one I decided to add some color to it just because I felt like Shadow needed the color, and I'm really happy I added the color. I feel like it really makes it pop and looks really cool. So yeah, we have Shadow with a chaos emerald. Day number 10 was cruel, so I drew Cruella de Vil. I'm not happy with how this one turned out. I don't know. Like, I don't mind her face, but I just don't like her body. It just looks too small. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this one very much. Day number 11 was flowing. At first I was going to draw like someone's hair like flowing in the wind, but then I'm like, a lot of people are probably going to do that. And so I decided to go with a ballerina wearing a flowy outfit, and she also kind of has flowy hair. I used to take ballet classes, and my favorite part was the flowy outfits. Like, they were so fun to twirl in. Day number, oh, I didn't put the day on this one. I usually put like the day and the word down here, but I didn't put the day for this one. What day was this? Oh, this was day number 12. Day number 12 was whale, and I drew a whale. There wasn't very many ways to interpret that one. Day number 13 was guarded, so I drew a girl and she's in like a guarded heart. At first I was going to draw Link wearing his royal guard outfit. I swear I could have drawn Link for all of these. My brother and me kept joking, like I would come up with, like I would tell him what the word was and be like, oh, you could draw Link for that. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to. So I drew a girl in a guarded heart, and it has like pieces of like metal on it. I really like how this one turned out, especially the pieces of black on the heart. I feel like it looks kind of cool. Here we have day number 14. For day number 14, it was clock. And I was having a hard time with this one. I just kept thinking of a guy in a top hat, but I'm like, a guy in a top hat doesn't really have anything to do with a clock. And so I just put a clock in his top hat. I quite like how his hair turned out. I feel like his hair looks cool. So here was day number 15. I was at the halfway point, and the word was week. But I did not want to do Inktober that day. I was just not feeling it. I'm like, I don't want to do Inktober. So yeah, I was feeling weak that day. And so I just drew a girl, and she's in kind of like this pose, like she collapsed. And it's really, really rough, but yeah, it kind of went with the theme, I guess. Oh, I really like this one. This one is day number 16, and the word was angular. I was having a hard time thinking of something angular for this. At first I was maybe going to draw like an angular outfit. But then I thought of, oh, what's his name? I don't know. I'll insert it on the screen. I remember his name. It's like, but I just don't know how to go about pronouncing it. And I don't want to pronounce it wrong. He is from Super Paper Mario. I actually quite like him. I'm really happy with how the shading on his hat turned out, because he has these parts of like gradient, and he has like this little like bubbles in the gradient. So I feel like he turned out kind of cool. And he's very, very angular, so he fits the theme really well. Day number 17 was swollen. This was another one I was having a really hard time with. So I drew a guy that got punched in the eye, so his eye is kind of swollen, and he has a black eye. And then, yeah, he kind of looks like he was in a fight, but it's okay. He won. He beat up the other guy. Oh, this one. I really like this one. So for this one, the theme was bottle. And so I drew Kobato from the manga / anime Kobato. And Kobato has this tiny little bottle, and she has to help people. And when she helps people, she gets these little, like, things. And if she fills up the bottle all the way, she gets her wish granted. And so she's trying to go around and help people and make it so that she can get her wish. It's a really, really cute manga. It's one of my favorites. I really like these little, like, shoujo manga effects I added in the background. Those were really fun. For day number 19, it was scorched, and this really reminded me of the roasted from day 3, and so I drew Link again, but as a chibi, and he scorched a marshmallow in the fire, and he's like, ah, he didn't expect that to happen. He hasn't cooked a marshmallow before, so he didn't really know how to go about cooking it. Day number 20 was breakable. I was thinking of many different breakable things, like a teacup or like a vase, but then I was like, wait, my glasses are breakable, and so I drew a girl with broken glasses. I really like how the broken glass effect turned out in the side. I feel like it turned out kind of cool. Living in a house with lots of siblings and me wearing glasses, I've had quite a few glasses break because of my siblings. Day number 21 was drain, and this made me think of how social situations can be draining sometimes. So I drew a girl, and there's like these two people talking, and she has like a battery thing, and it's like running out of energy. For this one, I used my Copic marker to fill in the people. Sometimes I use my Copic marker, and sometimes I use my other brush pens. After this Inktober, they're all kind of running out of ink, so I was kind of getting nervous. I'm like, oh man, are they all gonna run out of ink before I finish Inktober? But thankfully, I was okay. Day number 22 was expensive. This made me think of like expensive jewelry and expensive makeup. So I have this kind of fancy looking girl and she's wearing like pretty jewelry. And I kind of tried to make it look like she's wearing makeup. So I gave her lots of eyelashes and some lipstick. And I made her eyebrows look like they're really full and like she fills them in. Day number 23 was muddy. And for this one, at first I kept thinking of a pig. But I'm like, I don't really feel like I can draw a pig well. But my little brother Jack watches this show called Peppa Pig. And Peppa Pig likes to jump up and down in muddy puddles. And so I'm like, oh, I can draw a girl jumping up and down in muddy puddles. I actually really like how this one turned out. I feel like it turned out really cute. And I just feel like she looks so happy to jump in the puddles. Next up is day number 24. This one was really hard. The theme was chop. Yeah, I kept thinking of like someone like chopping something like food, but then I thought of a karate chop. I'm like, ooh, I like that one. But like it was really hard to find references of people doing a karate chop. I was also just having a really hard time executing the pose. But this is my original character, Takume. I was just gonna make it a random person, but then I turned into Takume because he like knows martial arts and stuff. And so yeah, he's chopping the piece of wood. I'm not totally happy with the pose, but I don't know. I tried my best. Oh, I really like this one. It just made me so happy when I was drawing it. So day number 5 was prickly, and at first I kept thinking of cactuses because they're prickly, and then I thought of like hedgehogs and porcupines because they're prickly. But then I thought of my dad's facial hair because when I was little, he would like tickle me with his facial hair. Like he'd pick me up and then like he'd rub his face on my face to tickle me with his short facial hair. He always has it really short and kind of scruffy, I suppose, but like he keeps it fairly short, but like he doesn't like clean shave it. I don't know how to describe it, but he would always tickle me with his facial hair. So that's what I drew. I drew a little girl and her dad, and he's kind of like getting her with the facial hair. And it feels really prickly and tickly. Day number 26 was stretch, and it made me think of a ballerina stretching. This pose was really, really fun. I had to find a lot of references online, and looking at all these references reminded me of how like flexible I used to be when I did ballet. But now I can't even touch my toes. I should probably stretch more often. But I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I feel like it turned out nice. Day number 27 was thunder, and thunder makes me think of lightning, and lightning makes me think of my original character Aiden. I hadn't drawn Aiden in 2 years. This is the first time I've drawn him in 2 years. I'm like, whoa, it's been so long since I've drawn him. I actually had to go back and look at pictures of him because I couldn't totally remember how I drew him. So it's really interesting seeing him in my current style. I'm really happy with how all the black turned out and his hair. I feel like his hair turned out pretty cool. Next up is day number 28, and the prompt for this day was gift. At first I kept thinking of like a birthday present, but then I thought, well, life is a gift, and so I drew a woman holding her baby, and one of my patrons pointed out that it looks like Doris, and I'm like, oh my word, it does look like Doris. Like it just looks like an older version of Doris. So yeah, the baby is really, really cute. My sister keeps joking that it looks like a roll of bread, like a baguette or something. But I'm really happy with how this pose turned out. I was kind of nervous about drawing someone holding a baby, but I feel like it turned out okay. Day number 29 was double, so I drew Duduo because they have 2 heads. This is a Pokemon, by the way. Now we're on day number 30. We only have one more to look at after this. But for day number 30, the word was jolt, and so I drew a little chibi chase being scared by someone in like a little ghost costume, and they're like, boo! Also, who do you think the person under the sheet is? I know who was under the sheet, but I want to hear all of you guess. I'll put a little poll up in the corner. And now for the final day, da 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 da. Day number 31 was slice, and so it made me think of a slice of cake. So I drew a girl really happy about her slice of cake. I wanted to end Inktober with a happy picture, so I wanted the girl to look really, really happy about the slice of cake. I really like how this one turned out. I feel like the girl's face looks really pretty, and I like how excited she looks. And I also really like her outfit. I feel like it's really cute. So those are all of my Inktober drawings. I had so much fun doing Inktober, and I'm really happy that I was able to finish it this year. I wasn't able to finish it last year, but I did it this year, so I'm kind of proud of myself. And some people have been asking if I'm going to do Huevember, which I don't know much about Huevember. I know it involves like color in some way, but after doing Inktober, I'm really looking forward to going back to my normal sketchbook and just being able to sketch without having to ink things. So I don't think I'll be doing Huevember because I kind of want a break after Inktober. But Inktober was so much fun, and I hope you had fun looking through my Inktober drawings with me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye! Thank you so much to my patrons, including Rachel, Andrew, Fani, Cash Money Matt, Julie, Nav from Academy of Games, Robert, Tamalam, Pizzatera, Ann, Magic Gamer Dad, Eduardo, AJ, Volrin, Narichan, Daniel, Aaron, and Patrick. Thank you so much for being a patron and for your support.